And answering questions about his previous job, I think what he said was perfectly fair. Took them to the highest place finish in the Premier League previously before he left the club. It's a great achievement.
Yeah, I think Gary said earlier, he handled himself very well. He was getting a lot of chance and everything during the whole game. He stood there, he took it all, and he spoke really well. And fair play. You can say that he's done an exceptional job for them. He's left them in a good position, and he put money in the bank. So, fair play to him. I can't see he's done anything wrong. How
important is it for him to do well, do you think, Gary? Not for Chelsea fans. I'm trying to look at the bigger picture, because so often we see clubs get attracted to name managers because of who they are and what they did in the game previously as a player. That does not necessarily translate into being a good manager. Not everyone is a Zinedine Zidane, amazing player, multiple Champions League winner as a manager as well. But with Graham Potter, his story it's just extraordinary. At university level, 10, 11 years ago, and then he was in Scandinavia, and he really transformed how they ran football and philosophies there. They were still very much holding on to what Roy Hodgson had achieved in the Scandinavian region when he was a manager. He transformed it there. He's come over to England, and he's done a magnificent job wherever he's gone. And I'm just thinking he could be an inspiration to others who perhaps haven't played at the highest level, perhaps are at a university coaching, that they can be managing in the Champions League.
Well, I think there is a trend, isn't there, of today's managers having not played at the highest level. Arsene Wenger, OK, he's out of management now, but didn't play at the highest level. Mourinho didn't play at the highest level. Graham Potter did play in the Premier League, and OK, became a bit of a journeyman footballer. But I think if you're focused enough, if you do your graft, if you do your studies, your work, and of course you need a little bit of good fortune. But I think his biggest strength, and I believe he did some degree courses in psychology, and I think it's a huge growth area in football. The mental side of it. How much faster can athletes get? How much stronger can they get? Physically, well, probably not much, but how much better can they get with their mental and psychological strength? I think there's a huge growth area there, and I think that's one of Graham Potter's strengths. He gets players into a better position and shape psychologically to deal with the ups and downs of professional football. And everything that goes with it, the scrutiny and the criticism, and of course the praise as well. So I think, and people say, well, why did Potter want to leave Brighton when he's just taken them to their highest ever finish and they've just started the Premier League this season brilliantly? Well, because it was an opportunity that if he didn't take it, going to Chelsea might not come along again. And I think he was ready for it. He is ready for it. And that's his first defeat in 10 games in all competitions.
He was linked to Spurs previously as well, let's not forget, amongst other roles. What's your take on his meteoric rise to the top of the footballing pyramid?
Well, like you said, I think it's inspirational for other people and other managers out there, because he has earned the right to go and do it. And I think that, I, for one, really hope that he does do well, because I think the way he speaks in press conferences after a hugely disappointing day today. He comes out, he speaks really well. I can imagine him being a really good manager, speaking to his players. As you said, like the mental side of things is huge, especially at the top level. At any level it is, but at the top level, when you're playing Champions League 1 week, you go straight into the Premier League game, you've got something else coming up. It's thick and fast, and you need to be able to get your squad into a position mentally to cope with everything. And just the confidence and the way he talks, he doesn't, well, I'm sure he does shout and scream, but the way he handles himself is very, very much a really top characteristic of what he's about, and I think that's something for everyone moving forward.
His style seems a bit different to someone like Big Sam, who's standing at the touchline laughing at Chico Flores, for example. Or...
Yeah, certainly different, but each have their own technique.
Yes, they do. One of my favourite clips of all time, that Big Sam laughing at Chico Flores when he was at Swansea.